Are we on?
I think we are.
Let me just take a quick look. Yes, we are on.
We are on.
Oh, people are joining us.
Yes.
People are joining us. Yes, we are on. Hello, guys. Hello. We need to tell you one thing. The mobile is quite far from us to be able for you to see all three of us, so we cannot actually see your questions or comments, but when you leave any, we will definitely answer. So guys, so lovely to see you, that you are joining us, and may I present my fabulous, wonderful guests, Lorna McKay and Alison Pitcher from the Perfume Society. I'm sure, guys, you know this marvelous, organization, because they are doing fantastic job for perfume community and for perfume industry. Lovely to have you here, my dear
Thank
ladies.
you for having us,
Yes.
and really especially in your home. I really appreciate it.
This is my, pleasure, and that is the idea of my soirees.
I think it's
That
fantastic.
we can, also, meet our followers and talk about.
It is a
things that
special
we
community.
all
It
love.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming, and
Thank you.
may I ask my first question?
You
Yes.
may indeed.
It may be a bit cliche, but I know that people are interested in it, and I am also interested in it. Your first memories about scents, smells, perfumes from your childhood, do you have any, and what they are?
Loads, but I'll try and stick to one. And one of the ones I'm remembering is, people say my mother kissed me and all that. My mother didn't, because I was Scottish and, kind of, they don't touch you really.
Love you.
No, she didn't love me. No, she did love me, I think. But my memories is actually my grandmother, and it wasn't even the smell of it was a bottle of perfume she had, and I got it, and I wish I'd thought and I'd have brought it with me, and it was Soiree de Paris.
Okay.
And I've got the original bottle that she had in a cabinet at home, so I'll do something on that, because it's a wonderful bottle. And another one, and it's like Big Ben with Soiree de Paris in it. That was my first thing of excitement, seeing a beautiful bottle. It's only this size, and then I opened it and it had a smell. That was my first experience of.
But does this perfume do you recall any particular note in it that attracted you?
It's
or
not
the
actually
combination,
there's
the blend of.
There's aldehydes in it.
Okay.
And what it did as a little girl, it actually made me go, because it was like the kind of effervescent up your nose, and it was a beautiful blue jewel-like. So I used to go in and open
And
it
I
up.
also assume that because aldehydes are not naturally found,
Exactly,
that you could
exactly.
find anywhere in your environment.
Exactly.
That was something new and different. What about you, Alison?
Well, I'm not going to talk about perfume, actually.
Your first memories? Yes.
My first
about
memories
smell.
of smell. My mother was obsessed with bonfires. And we would have bonfires all the time, and I just love them. I love a bonfire, and the smell of smoke. It's just fantastic. I love it. And
you
smoky
still
breath.
love it. So
I
is
still
it
love it.
something that follows
Yeah.
you with
Yeah,
all these years?
all the fragrances, and so my brother was born on was actually the 7th of November, so he had a firework party every year growing up, and I just loved it. I was so jealous that he got this fireworks party and a big bonfire.
Does it mean that when you choose perfumes nowadays for yourself, you go for smoky ones?
I love smoky
You love-
fragrances.
She does.
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your
Do you know I didn't know that?
Yeah.
What are your favorite perfume notes, Lorna? Could you name a
Iris. Straight away Iris. And I
Okay.
do like an aldehyde. People know
And
that.
I think both.
Yeah.
They go very well
Yeah, I
together.
know.
Aldehydes
I
and
like the
powdery.
powdery, sexy, and then I like a nice little bit of woody and the base and sandalwood, and I love cedar wood as well.
Okay.
But I know I've been doing it for quite a few years now, but I still am finding notes and ingredients that I think, oh my goodness. And it's combinations I love. And somebody asked me this morning, I was at a meeting and somebody said, what are you wearing? And I said, never ask me that. I said, I've got 6 perfumes on. And I said, I get up and I think, oh, haven't smelled that for a while. Whoosh, then I'll do another one. And so
But that is very true, because sometimes I am asked by brands, we would like to send you a perfume, could you pick one? And I don't know that. And you look at the list of notes in, for example, a particular perfume, and you may think, oh, this one is not going to work for me because I don't like this or that, or this one is really attracting me. But then you try them and they are completely opposite of because it matters the combination, the proportion.
You can put the same ingredients in a cake, but it's how you put them together.
Exactly.
Not that I can cook, but so I'm told. If Gordon Ramsay does something and I do something, they might not come out the same.
I need to judge it myself one day.
Absolutely. No, you don't. I promise you.
Alison, what about your favorite?
Well, apart from smoky,
yes,
amber.
Amber.
Oh, I love ambery scents, yes, and that works together.
That works together,
yeah, it
yes,
does.
because when
Yeah,
you think about, for example, incense and amber together, perfume, they are marvelous.
She's in heaven at the moment because we're focusing on amber. She's loving it. Yeah, we do like amber.
Having a wonderful time.
Who
Lots
doesn't
of
like a
amber
good amber?
fragrances at the moment.
There are actually.
Lots
It's really
coming out,
popular
which is
at the
really
moment.
great.
Yeah.
Now, we talk about, favorite ones. Do you have any notes, scents that you cannot stand?
Well,
either in life or in perfumes?
I struggle with oud. It has to be balanced just right, and if it tips over, I really find that very
Oud can be
difficult.
tricky because often when it is nicely mixed with flowers, it works.
It's fantastic.
Or with amber or sweetish notes, but sometimes it could be very
too much.
fermenty.
But doesn't it always depend on the quality of the oud? I was at an event
Also, I
this
think
week.
it varies from where it comes from, because they're so different, like the
That's
ocean
true.
or Indian or from Arabia.
I was at an event this week, interestingly enough, and it was it's Elizabeth Gaines and Strangelove, and the oud and the quality of the oud is exceptional. So it just it's like every ingredient. You can get top, you can get middle, and you can get base, just like perfume. But it really depends, I think, and the quality of the oud that's in it, whether you relate as well to it or not.
Which note you would pick as the least favourite, or the one that you cannot,
It's
deal
really
with?
funny. I've always said I'm not a gourmand lady at all. And I remember when Angel launched, I was in Paris, funnily enough, then, the day it launched, and I'd never seen a bottle like that, and I put it on. And it's never been my favourite category, but the way things are being combined with gourmands now, I'm changing my mind. I really will wear anything until I get the smell in my nose, and maybe that's just a little bit compulsive, obsessive and stuff, but I like to spray it on my hand here, and I'll smell it and smell it and smell it, and you can almost change your own mind, because there's the kind of gourmand, and recently I've been saying, I'm not a pistachio lover, but a lot of our followers love pistachio, and I've started trying fragrance with pistachio. There's a lot I like, so I don't know.
And they change as well, because you spray it first and you think, I'm struggling with it. and then it develops and changes, and suddenly you're going, oh my God, this is amazing.
I know. Yeah,
so
we did that earlier today.
We did.
Yeah.
I think you are absolutely right, because
I need a drink, I've got a little cough. Or is
yes,
it that?
cheers,
Well,
ladies.
cheers.
Absolutely marvellous.
Or is that
Yeah.
just an exciting?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thank you for being with us.
I think it is really important how things are mixed and balanced, because recently, for example, I tried and fell in love with perfume with hazelnut.
Yes.
It's called Oka by Pernoir. But at the same time, there is a perfume which everybody loves, Guidance by Anne
Yes.
Marsh,
Oh, yeah.
Which hazelnut. And for me, it is absolutely a no-no.
It's really funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it also, the complexity of how a fragrance is going to react to you. I mean, people maybe don't even know that it depends what you had to eat the night before. It depends on the pH balance of your skin.
Yes.
It depends on your hair colour. There's so many things
So many
that
factors
affect it.
that-
So
yes.
and also your mood's in there too. So you need to try it again, because maybe another time you might feel differently.
Yes, that is true, because
Yeah.
it happened to me, my experience, that I tried perfume and loved it, or the other way around, I hated that, and then after a while I grew to love it. So I will give it another try, but I already tried it 2 or 3 times, and there is some, I don't know, maybe I just don't like combination of hazelnut and osmanthus together, maybe. Because there is
but you know the guidance, the Amouage guidance, there's 46 and then there's the extra. They're very different smells, and that's what people, I keep saying to everybody, I'm like a broken record. You need to go in and try it on your own skin, as a lot of you will know, because it does really change.
And people don't realise that the parfum and the extrait are different.
Yeah,
you need to try.
We're going to be doing a bit on that.
And also, what is significant, that you may have the same formula and try to change it into extra, and it's not going to work in the same proportion.
And it's the same
you
with
have to either add different ingredients or change concentration of ingredients to make it right.
Because as I understand it, when they try to put a fragrance into a candle, because of how the complexity of making a candle, it's so difficult and so different from doing it in an oil, and it's all these kind of things, but you still want to get that overall brilliant smell that they do. So interesting stuff.
It is, and it is also all down to experience, which we are going to talk now, Lorna, in a second. You're actually quite a baby in the perfume industry.
Yeah.
She's a keen baby.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell us what brought you to perfume circle industry.
Like many.
And when did you start and how it became?
Like many people, lockdown had an effect, and I actually took voluntary redundancy that I was offered during lockdown, and I contacted a friend of mine who had said to me before, if you ever need anything to do, let me know, I would like you to come and work with me. So when that happened, I rang her up and said, okay, I'm taking redundancy, I finish at the end of August, I want to take the rest of the year off, but let me know if anything comes up next year. And the following week she rang me and said, I've got something I think you're going to like, knowing that I've always loved perfume. And the week after that I met Lorna, we were introduced.
We've never stopped laughing since.
We haven't stopped talking, laughing, I went to work at the Perfume Society,
So
and
this is the
I
way
thought this is how I got introduced to it.
met
And
together,
I am just, well, I'm loving it, obviously.
And obsessed.
And obsessed.
What not to love?
And what's not to love. And really trying to just learn as much as I can, as fast as I can.
Oh, you are a very quick learner,
She
because
certainly
you are
is.
now one of the most popular people among Perfume Society.
Oh, I don't know about
So
that.
I can tell it because I know it. Lorna, what is your experience that you had before?
Well, I mean, I
The Perfume
qualified
Society.
as a teacher like all good girls. They said, going to be a teacher like your mum. Of course I am. Then I went to Harrods for a summer job, and I was at Harrods for 14 years. I was the international buyer and then the perfumery and cosmetics buyer. And when I became the buyer, I'd been buying for a while before I was the perfumery and cosmetics buyer, and I was trying to look at perfumery as a customer. And I was fascinated by how do you explain to a customer, and in beauty, it's actually quite straightforward with hair care, nail care, skin care, colour. You can do it all, you can measure it. With perfume, I didn't know how you advise a customer. And I said to the buyer that was leaving, how do you help a customer? How do you help a customer to choose? Because there's so many. And at that stage, it was less than 1,000 in 10 years. Now it's 2,000 a year. That's how the industry has changed since I started in the industry. I've been there a few years. So I
Harrods.
I know. I was at Harrods, and I was all of beauty. It wasn't just perfume. And all going through my head was, but how can I? Somebody showed me a genealogy chart, and the first thing I said was, Why are we not telling the customer now? This was a very long time ago. There was no internet. There was, you had to go to and find an encyclopedia in the library to find out a lot of stuff. So I had this vision, and I didn't even know it was called an algorithm. And I was very lucky. I was asked to set up Liberty's Perfumery by Richard Stewart Liberty, who was a treat to work with because he was such fun. And again, I like to work when I laugh. If you laugh and
really
you enjoy it,
because
life's too short. You need to enjoy what you do.
Good, vibe, good hormones. Yeah.
Exactly. So I went and this was in the early 90s.
So Liberty was after Harrods.
Yes,
Okay.
because Liberty didn't have a perfumery. People might not know that. They had a bath and body in the basement, but they didn't have a perfumery department. And all I could realise was that the more that people sprayed, I knew the more they bought, because that's what I did. As the buyer, they weren't saying to me, get your purse out, come and buy it, or anything like that. So I knew that by people trying things, the best way, because you needed to let it develop and on your skin, as everybody knows. So when I went to Liberty, I spoke to a geek and I said, I can tell you what I want. I don't know how it happens, but this is what I want. And that's where Find a Fragrance, our guide to choosing a fragrance is, and it's at the heart of the website, because it's the most common question that a customer comes into a store and says, I wear this, I'd like to try some, but not too different. So that's how Liberty happened. After that, I set up QVC's beauty business. That's quite
a lot.
I know. Well, I've had a few years to do it, but I've got to say, QVC are now doing a lot more in fragrance. I did a bit with some companies when I was there, with like Shea and Blue and things are doing really well on there now. But it's quite different. But COVID changed that people will look and learn, and that's what we're trying to do, is help people to look and learn and then try.
So when did the Perfume Society start?
10 years ago. It's our 10th birthday this year.
Ooh.
We're 10 years old. And
Still
so it's, but do you know, and the reason we did it was, I started it with Jo Fairley, who's a journalist. She is involved in editing the magazine, but the reason that it happened was because we realised that when the companies are brilliant, they're absolutely brilliant and top notch. And I used to walk round the perfumery rather than through it when I was a buyer at Harrods, because it just looked so glamorous and wonderful, and the girls and boys looked fantastic. But they're so knowledgeable, and I can't say to people enough, go up to consultants and ask them about their fragrances, because they do know what they're talking about. They really are well trained. But sometimes when a customer's shopping, they don't just want one brand, and that's why I did the Find a Fragrance, because people want to have a choice within it. So when I did Liberty, I trained all the staff in all of the brands, which was a big feat. But we try on the website and with the Perfume Society to give you information, because we don't know your kind of personal interests and likes and dislikes, and there's always that magical bit that's intangible.
So both of you, if you had to answer what are the major principles and aims for the Perfume Society, what would they be?
Well, for me, because I'm a relative newcomer to the industry, I was very much one of those customers that was completely intimidated by going into say Harrods, Blackhall or Liberty's Perfumery, and not knowing what I wanted to try.
The choice is enormous. And
exactly, and where do you start?
Yeah.
So I very much want to break down those barriers and explain to people, just go and do it, because I've had to do it now for what I'm doing. So for me, it's really getting people to actually go and use Find a Fragrance, and then go and seek out what you've been suggested and see if it works for you.
And apart from your magnificent boxes that we are going to talk about in a moment, you are also promoting brands and perfumes through your social media activities.
Yes.
You go to a lot of perfume events and launches.
I get to go to some launches now, and it's fantastic. really
Were
lovely.
there any particular ones recently that you enjoyed and would love to mention?
Well, yes, I had a wonderful time. I was very, very lucky to go to the BDK Rouge Smoking X-Ray launch.
Perfect for you.
Oh, it was fantastic. It is a fantastic, and David Benedict was there. It's a joy to meet him. I've met him a couple of times now.
Lovely
He's
guy.
lovely.
Oh,
very
he's a lovely
charming.
guy.
He
Yes,
is.
he
He
is
is.
absolutely wonderful.
And that
yes.
was lovely, and that was at Claridge's. That's really special.
Any other one that you enjoyed?
Oh, so many.
There's
been so many this year. Tameen did a wonderful one with Centre Stage, which was a burlesque
Another,
show.
great, perfume.
Wonderful brand. What else have we been
Well,
to?
I arrived Sunday and was invited to launch at 9 o'clock Monday morning. Gosh, it was so worth coming to. And I love this bit, and I'm really sorry, but I can't tell you what it is. Because it's not launching till the middle of January, but I've got to say, it's Sana Jardin. It's launching the middle of January. Look out for it. We're so lucky.
But
Really
you are
lucky.
also very well known for your perfume visits in boutiques and departments that you present brands and particular perfumes.
But do you know why I do that? Because I actually want somebody to be as comfortable as me going in. Because as much as it is quite intimidating, but please don't be intimidated. Go in and try it. Because the reason that the products are there are for you to try it and buy it, if you like.
Yeah.
So, but I also, what we try to do in the website is give a little bit of the brand philosophy. Because if a brand is not good, they disappear. They just go out of business. There's probably all of the perfumes that are available are usually people say, "Oh, what's the best perfume? What's the worst perfume?" You can't answer that.
cannot answer because
Yeah.
it is so personal,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, as we were, talking earlier, combination of notes and
Completely.
ingredients matters. So you just cannot answer question like which perfume from BTK or Matière Première is the best.
Yeah.
I may love
Yeah,
ensemble
well, we've got
and someone else
Yeah,
will
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
love rose.
we've
the
got
most.
different
So-
tastes, and we'll say, "Oh, you'd love that." You said to me today, "Oh, but there's somebody sent you some samples. You'll love that. You'll like, So we kind of know what each other likes, and not everybody likes everything, and that's why I encourage people to please go to the consultants. I mean, I'll go out and say, "What's your best-selling fragrance?" because I want to know what it is. But if they will help you choose what's right for you. And again, I would say spray it on your skin, walk around for 10 minutes before you go back and purchase. Because nowadays it's not a cheap, just kind of, I'll just have it. For most people, it's a considered purchase. And our job is to give you the information to make you confident when you go to the consultant or you go to a store and pick it up for yourself. We try to give you, and I read a book once and it was all about the empowering the customer, and that's what we're trying to do, is give you the information so that you don't feel that you don't know. But do you know what? It's okay if you don't know. That's our job to help you. That's the consultant's job to help you because they've been trained in what they're selling.
Talking about your perfume visit, is there any particular place in London that you are so keen to keep coming back and presenting, the either boutique or particular brands?
There's some brands that actually deserve mentioning, and we don't work with every brand, but the brands that we do, I like to mention them because we work well with them, because I don't like talking about brands I don't know about. I love going to Javoy.
Javoy is,
yeah,
I think,
I know.
everybody's favourite place, isn't it?
I love it, and
definitely mine. It's my favourite.
But then on the other hand, I was in Salon de Parfum yesterday, and it's more gentle, and you can look at things, you can try things. I love the hustle and bustle. When I go into the Black Room at Harrods, I feel very at home, because I was there for such a while.
It's just like going
exactly,
back.
It's going back home.
I still struggle a bit with the Black Hall.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know you don't, but it's so
It's
much
extremely
in there.
busy, isn't it? Yes.
Yes.
But I'm still looking and thinking, right, what position's there? Right, they must be doing well if they've got that position. Oh, that's a see. So I do it from past history stuff.
Yeah.
But most of the stores have got a different feel to them, and I think that's the type of customer will shop in different areas, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know.
But we really, really do need more perfume boutiques around the
Definitely.
whole country.
Oh,
It's a real stir.
When you go to France, to Paris, there are so many independent
Yeah, that's
boutiques
historical.
or perfume stores for that particular one brand.
Yeah.
We
But
still
that,
miss-
again, that's just in Paris. I mean, we've got a couple in London. We are quite fortunate, plus the big stores. But you go to other parts of the
That's
country
a
and they have
completely different
nothing.
experience, department stores and
Well,
boutiques,
yes,
isn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
exactly.
Which are your favourite places in London, apart from Jovoy?
Apart from Joy.
That you love?
Well, Les
Long-
on Terrace.
Les
you
on Terrace is
can
fabulous,
find
yes.
some really
I love that place as
real
well.
jewels in there.
It is very
Yeah.
elegant, very laid back, the
Yes.
atmosphere is great, and they've
Yes.
got excellent brands.
Mhm.
I absolutely agree. When I, go on my, perfume
Experience,
it
yeah.
is Jovoy, it is Listen
So-
definitely my favourite places.
Yeah, I think the other thing I'm enjoying at the moment is going into the specific boutiques, and I've seen one or two of them coming up when we go to Parfum de Marly and go in, and I think the service you get in the bespoke boutiques, if you like, and what they can do, and they really take care of the customers. They've got Mount Street. We did the last time we were here, and we went into Parfum de Marly and Mount Street, and there's one or two little areas. Sorry, we're talking about London too much, probably, but it doesn't happen up the rest of the country. I wish it did.
Yeah.
You actually, the service and the attention to detail and the customer experience is excellent. They've got time for you, and they really know their product.
They know their product
yeah.
because they can
Yeah.
focus on their
Yeah.
own brand. So I think it's a completely different experience. But you ladies, you promote brands, as we said, during your through your social media activity, but mainly your website and also your incredible boxes that you make. I absolutely love them.
No, thank you.
And
good.
they are always, feature brilliant content, but they are also beautiful. The design, the packaging, everything, it is just fantastic, fabulous.
So
These are some of your
those-
later ones, the
yeah.
summer and autumn,
So
yeah.
So we do a seasonal scent
Look, guys,
subscription.
they look absolutely brilliant. If you could now, tell
Yeah. So these
all
are
those who haven't
the last
tried
two
them
of
yet.
our seasonal scent subscription boxes. So people sign up and we put together these little boxes, and you get a surprise of at least 8 samples in a box, and all sorts of brands, from tiny little niche to designer brands and all sorts of things in between. And
Can you tell us how do you pick brands and how do you pick perfumes for particular boxes? Is there any method, any key?
well, a lot of the time it's what brands want to promote. So a lot of the time it's something that's new,
Yeah.
that's come. Although we do encourage brands to champion their
Traditional and things that-
bestsellers
because very
and
often
other
people
fragrances.
forget about the ones that have come
Absolutely.
before, so we encourage them to do it, because it's not only new that people are interested in.
No.
It's all about the smell at the
And
end of the day.
sometimes, even a traditional, something that's been out for quite some time is new to someone.
Yes.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because
So-
you are not able to know everything.
Exactly.
Because the choice is vast and enormous.
So we
New
work
brands
with, So
keep
the thing
popping
is,
up,
we
yeah.
work with the brands and we say, what do you have? And sometimes it's what they have available. They don't always have
All of the
every-
samples, yeah.
all the
And the other
samples.
thing I will say, and this is me being very, very Scottish in this, I used to be frustrated that I couldn't buy a lot of brands in Scotland. And once we did an event in Edinburgh, and I was doing an event, and we asked people to bring the fragrance they wear, so that it was nice to discuss it. And I said to this lady, "Oh, where did you discover this?" And she said to me, kind of looked at me in astonishment and said, "In one of your wee boxes," because I knew it wasn't available in Scotland, and I was committed to make sure that people could get as much as possible, so that we weren't too London centric and people can try without travelling a lot of miles to get
Do
it
you
as
ship
well.
them internationally,
No,
or
we
only in the
don't.
UK at
It's
the moment?
Only you, and I'm sorry about that, but it is a nightmare shipping fragrance internationally.
I can imagine, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure that many of our, followers would like to, try
Yeah, I
them
know.
in
I
Europe
do
or
get
in
asked
other,
an awful
I know.
lot,
countries.
but
One
it's-
day.
One day.
Yeah.
So you do seasonal boxes, and what else?
And we do curated boxes. So
What does it mean?
So we come up with a concept. So we had a platinum box when it was the Queen's Jubilee. We've had a garden box, so that focused not on just on flowers, but it was on green
they are
shoots and bark,
themed.
and so they have
Okay,
a
that's
loose
fabulous.
theme.
Yeah.
And our latest box
Can
we
you
have here.
please show us and tell everything about
no.
it? Yeah.
Are we going to?
Yes.
Yes. So this is our luxury box.
Luxury
so this
box.
is a very special box as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, lots of beautiful fragrances. You can have a look at all the brands.
Okay, guys.
There,
So
so-
I'm going to read, and if you
Go
could,
on, yes.
present, it's. Oh my goodness! I absolutely adore Vanille Leather by Vedeka. Oh, my goodness.
yeah, I know.
I
it's
remember when I
wonderful.
tried
Just-
this
sorry,
one
it
for the
comes
first time. I was on my
beautifully
knees.
wrapped. Yeah, I love vanilla.
Brioni Suave, Chris Aventus, Edenist Oud Ghazal,
I know.
Goldfoot
that's
and
great.
Banks, Mystic Bliss. Oh my goodness, the list is,
I know.
Maison Crivelli, Stallion,
Love Maison
Memoirs. We've got, Oman
Aurora,
Luxury
yeah.
Parfum, Parfum de Marly, Valaya. Excellent, absolutely.
But I also think
stunning
it's quite
collection.
hard when you're in a store and you're spraying something because you've got all the smells all around.
Yes.
Now, if you can take this, and because of my experience at QVC, where people could have the product in their own home and try it in their own home, they actually
In your
got
own
time
pace,
to
in your
yeah,
own
exactly.
space.
And we do
your
that
own-
by saying, put it
It
on,
looks
leave it.
amazing.
Pick
we are.
one in a day,
Just
try it out, and
Which
because
one
you
would you
don't
like to
know.
try?
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Guys,
Have a look, and what one would you like to try?
I think I'm
Look,
about 14,
this looks
15 things in there,
absolutely
isn't it?
incredible. The combination of different brands, niche, mainstream, and different types of perfumes that you can get in one box. It is absolutely marvelous.
Well, I
Which
always think.
I would like to try.
Yeah, go on.
Are there
Let
any you
me just-
don't know? That's interesting.
I think it's so important to try before you buy.
Do you know Mastonbrook?
I think I tried this brand once when it was in Fortnum and Mason
Okay.
years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is their new one, London
Okay.
Dusk.
I
So
will try it
I
definitely.
like that.
I think it's great, and it's Nick and
Yeah.
Ruth Mastonbrook's a lovely
I would
company.
like to try Muscat.
Muscat.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
Almond J.
Oh, oh gosh, it's
I
brilliant.
don't know this one, so
It's
You don't
brilliant.
know this one. Let me just find. Where is it? I can't see. I haven't got my glasses
I will-
on. There we are.
None of us have, but Lev has. Am I the only one having it? Okay, never mind.
No.
Oh, that's nice. It's very nice.
It's very good.
So this is the story of the Silk Road. The Muscat is on the Silk Road, so it had lots of really rich, luxurious goods being traded through it.
And
so it's the
Yeah.
spices.
And what Linda Pilkington is really, really known for is finding a unique ingredient, and it's not just an ingredient, it's grown at this place, at this temperature, so she's really good at finding
Yeah, it is
unique
really
elements,
professional,
which gives the fragrance
approach, yeah.
just a twist that some fragrances don't have. She's
very
brilliant,
good,
I
brilliant
think
brand.
I could be wrong, but I think there's a date accord at this in this
Date.
I could
I
be wrong.
I don't know if I'm correct or about, but I smell quite woody.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
But it's a very pleasant, nice
Yes,
oud.
yeah.
Very, and alluring and not in your face
No,
too much
I
like
thi-
some oud
Do you
perfumes
know,
can be.
we're working a lot at the Perfume Society because you can have all these different ingredients, all these different notes, but what we're trying to do is find a way to communicate to people because there's so much choice out there. Is kind of how's it going to make you feel?
Yes.
What kind of general area is it in? And also, when do you wear it? Am I going to wear a heavy perfume first thing in the morning? Probably not. And also, if you're working and going into the office, you want to be choosy because you don't want to overpower everybody else in the office around
But don't you think that it depends on, with perfumes, that is for me an amazing, journey, because they are never the same, because it all depends on your mood. You
And the
just said that you
temperature.
wouldn't want to wear anything overpowering in the morning. Probably not as well, but there are some days
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
I
you do.
grab something really in your face, because I don't know, it depends. Maybe I am that's that sort of mood that I want to, just to have something striking.
Yeah. I
So
was
that
going
is
to
wonderful
say,
about
you
the
don't start the
fragrances.
day with a brandy, but lots of people do in the coffee, so there you go.
Yeah.
Each to
My
their own.
grandparent, he always said that he was told by the doctors that his blood pressure is so low that the first thing in the morning he has to have is a small glass of cognac.
Could you just let me know the name of your grandfather's doctor? Because that's what I need. Yeah, okay, fine.
And as far as I remember, since I was a little kid, he always had a little
good
cognac in the
man.
morning for
Good man.
decades.
Excellent. Yeah.
Your boxes. Is there any particular perfume or brand that you would like to feature in the future in your box?
Oh, there's hundreds.
So we can expect hundreds of boxes.
Well, we've got a
in
lot
that
of people
case,
we're talking. No, a lot of people we're talking to at the moment. But it's only when the brand's ready, because some people will come to us and will say to you, "Do you know, you're not quite ready? Let's talk, and we'll maybe do it." Because it takes a wee while to get a brand on board, because you want to do justice to them. Because when somebody creates a brand, I'm not brave enough to create a brand. I'm very happy to sell all these jewels and work with these people because they're fabulous. I'm not brave enough. It's a really hard thing to do.
It is a mammoth task.
Yeah, and I like to work with a brand and probably launch it when they're ready, if it's a new brand, or talk to them about where they are and what their story is, because it's really hard to break into this place, because it's how do you communicate to help the customer choose your brand when there's so many to choose from. And that's, I hope, where we come in and tell their story, because on the website every brand has the brand page and it tells you the history, what's happening with it, and it's to help the customer understand the totality of the brand. Because if you're paying sometimes over 200, 300 pounds now sometimes for a fragrance, even more, I know, you actually want to have a kind of guarantee or something to make you feel comfortable about the story that you're buying into. And that's also why in the scented letter we actually try to do stories and help people understand.
So this is your
magazine.
Yes. So sorry.
That's all right.
So this is the thing, guys, that if you are subscribed,
it's free online.
Yeah, you can sign up online.
you can get boxes with.
Yeah.
But that
you can
is
sign
also
up.
extra for you that you may.
So it's free magazine, and you'll be sent a copy that you can read
And
online.
the thing about this, I think, is helpful. Is when people get the magazine, they're very surprised. One of the things that we do, and this is great. It's great for actually the consultants who are seeing what else is happening in the industry. But it's also we put all the latest launches, and it's all colour coded. Because we talk about fragrance families and what it is. So
Can you please explain what the colours called?
Yeah, the colours. Mm-hmm. So I made up, I looked at 21 different ways of categorising fragrances, and I came up with a simplified version.
We can't see that. Here we are.
Right, okay.
Just show you
edited by,
fragrance fan.
okay, the fragrance fan. And again, it's just, the reason for doing it is trying to help the customers. And we colour coded it because we sometimes speak kind of perfume language that not everybody knows. So we did it in colour, so they say, oh, I was a yellow the last time, and that's fresh. That's just fresh. Or I was a pink, and that's floral. So people can say, oh, I remember that fragrance, a pink bit at the top. But we try to simplify and make it as easy as possible. Also in the scented letter, there's always features that you can learn more about it, because we want people to be as excited as us. I know that's a hard ask, but we want to give people information. So that's what you asked me about the Perfume Society. It is about empowering people to make the right choice of the fragrance so that they are happy with their purchase. That's really what it is.
That's brilliant, you know. Hey, Alison, for you, is there any particular perfume or brand that you would be saying, yippee, it's in our box?
Well, actually, there's one in our luxury box, and that is...
So it happened already.
It happened already, and I know I said I love smoky scents, but this isn't, and it is Parfum de Marly Valleya.
Can you present it, please?
Yeah, let me find it. It is just magnificent. Where is it? I can't find it.
They're a very clever brand. Very clever.
Parfum de Marly is absolutely amazing. There are so many
You keep talking.
fragrances
Find
from
it.
their collection that I love. I love Harold, Carlisle, Ojan.
Yeah, I know.
Amazing. Alan,
I
Greenway.
get comments
also,
on
yeah.
this every
I
time.
actually haven't tried Valleya yet.
Have you not?
No.
Well, I was going to say, and they've got a hair mist, but maybe I shouldn't say that. Sorry.
You didn't care.
You can still do it.
I just adore this.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? You know, it's absolutely lovely. Yeah.
Struck them
It's
very, very
really
well.
clever. Really
It's
nice.
cool.
And that's one that I get a lot of comments on if
Yeah,
I wear it.
completely.
Absolutely.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
Sort of white
It is one of
peaches,
the-
linen.
yeah,
Absolutely
It's,
great brands. I love.
it's
Parfum
a
de
gentle
Marly.
fragrance, but really
Still-
quite powerful
yeah.
with
Yeah, it's
it.
beautifully balanced.
Yeah.
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 It's gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So please tell us about your future plans. What new boxes can we expect? What new
More
projects?
boxes coming next year. We're doing a lot in the background.
Yes,
So-
we are.
The last one was autumn, wasn't it?
Autumn.
Yeah, winter's coming.
Winter
Oh,
will
yeah.
be out on the 1st of December. So
Okay.
the subscription boxes come out the 1st of March, 1st of June, 1st September, 1st December.
Okay.
So you have
Alison,
a
can you, when we are talking about it, tell our followers how the subscription work and what do they get when they subscribe?
So you get the box.
This is one of the seasonal ones.
Yeah, and you get a minimum of 8 fragrances. We try and put an ancillary in there as well, so maybe a small hand cream or something else that's fragrance related.
And people like it as an
Yeah, it
extra.
is
a little
absolutely
extra.
extra. Yeah. So this is a yearly subscription,
No, you can
No.
do it.
or just only
Yeah.
for particular?
Well, you can do it
Project.
an annual subscription
Okay.
and you get 4. You can do it as a monthly subscription and it goes until you say, I don't want to do it
Okay.
anymore. So, and it is £20 for each box.
Including P&P, I don't know what I mean, but which is great because postage
It is
and packing is
Depending on where you are in the country. I'm
Yeah.
afraid, I'm so sorry, but if you are in the, on the islands in North Scotland or just north in the Highlands, we do have to charge you more.
More, of
for
course,
postage.
yeah. So 4 seasonal boxes plus you do themed, as you said,
Yeah.
curated ones
Yes.
on top of that.
Now we also
So-
have a QR code on here, and you get smelling notes. So we actually write lots of information about the brand, about each fragrance. So there's more to delve into further, and you also have an unboxing video. So one of us, will do a video opening the box and talking through the fragrances as well.
Perfect.
And
that is
we also have
absolutely
people that are
marvelous.
VIPs, which it's actually, it's almost like you getting the boxes without postage and packing of the other boxes. And we do some competitions for them. We have huge success with the competitions. We've just had a wonderful competition with Lalique. We were overwhelmed by the amount of people that entered. Thank you everybody that entered, and some lucky person won 3 bottles. And again, it's just that little bit of fun that we want to do. We do events on occasions. We haven't done enough. I've just committed to one yesterday, and we've just talked to Dubois about doing one next year. So we will be doing more events
Yes.
because there's
That's fabulous.
our
That's
community
absolutely
is
magnificent.
wonderful.
Yes.
The perfume community in the UK is absolutely phenomenal. There's so many nice people and people that have made friends by coming to things that we've done in the past. I met 2 ladies in the street the other day and they were waving and waving. When are you doing another event? Oh, I know. So next year, really, we will try and do more.
That's amazing. So you said winter box is coming.
Yes.
Can you give us a little hint what can be expected
We've
or is it going to be a secret until?
We've got a couple of brands that we haven't worked with before.
Oh, that's
So something
amazing.
new.
Yes.
And next year, 4 seasonal ones and any
We will be doing
extra projects?
We'll be doing some curated boxes as well.
That's marvelous. I'm very, happy to hear that. The website is
perfumesociety.org.
Yeah.
.org.
Yeah.
So guys, go to the website and you
Yeah.
will get more information about subscription, about boxes. So
I think
it's
the other
worth
thing I'd love to mention about the website is we have a section where it says Explore Perfume, and we've got the houses where you'll find all the brand pages. We'll have the also the noses, and just all of the information you can do, a little bit in history, just trying to give you as much information as we possibly can to make you love it as much as we do.
All the essentials that people need will find on your website. And ladies, before we finish, I would like to answer you about which 3 perfumes would you take with you to a desert island?
That's so hard, isn't it?
It's like asking me which child I'll take. I've only got one, so that choice is limited. But, and would I take her? Yeah. Sorry, Hannah. What 3 perfumes?
It's really difficult.
It is.
Okay.
I'd like to think about having something sort of daytime, anytime and evening, but I don't think the 3 I'm thinking of quite manage that. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. So Valleja is actually one.
Okay.
I do like I say, not a smoky thing, but I do.
Guys, Valleja is in this
And you
special
get
box.
this in the box.
Yeah.
Another one is Tamine, Cullen and Diamond. Again, not a smoky scent. It's a big powdery Irish. I know you love it.
I know, I love it.
Isn't it interesting
It's
that
so
you
interesting.
have preferences, but then you make a pick and it
Completely
doesn't
different.
Yeah.
But my last one does. So the last one is Maison Crivelli, Ombre Chromatique.
I adore this one.
I adore this fragrance, and it's one of those ones that you do put on and you go,
It is
it's
absolutely stunning.
but give it a few minutes and it is amazing.
The thing is that, the extra line, I think every single one of them is brilliant and the quality is just incredible. They are eternal.
Yes.
You just spray and, 3 months later.
You can still smell it.
You can still smell it, I love it.
Yeah.
I remember when I tried the Patchouli Magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the best patchouli perfumes, I think. It's a great perfume.
It's very, very good too.
I love your choices.
Thank you.
They are actually, really interesting.
You're stuck.
I'm
just still thinking about
I'm
it.
still just. I can't. It would be so disloyal. I've got about 20 on my mantelpiece, and that's not counting the ones. I'm very, very lucky, and I know that. But for me, I love trying them, but I also love trying them to think if there's something different or unusual about them for the kind of person that might want it. So I still get my buyer's head when I try fragrances, so I need to stop that. And of course there's some that I will pick up all the time, like Chanel 22, just my feel-good aldehydes again. I still do. I'll go back to things which are familiar and comfortable, like Baccarat Rouge, and but and there's one coming next year. I can't wait for it to be launched. I struggle with because I wear them all the time, sometimes together. But I'm saying that quietly. I just love smell. I really love smell, and I really do go right across the board from quite a heavy, like Strangelove. I've just launched a new fragrance this week, and it's like beyond magnificent, and it's Fire Within, and it's just I can't choose so easily because I'm in love with too many of them.
There are many great fragrances. I agree, and it is difficult because knowing that I'm going to ask you about that. I was thinking which one.
Would you?
I
I
would
did.
say.
I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
ask you
And
that.
that
Yeah.
took me quite a good while
Okay,
to
tell
decide
us.
that I was doing a list and then taking this one off, adding something. No,
Yeah,
I actually cannot, go without this one. So at the moment, if I had to pick three, this would be Encens Soif by Matière Première.
Lovely.
It is one of my favorite brands, and this perfume was the first one I ever tried from Matière
really?
Première. That was my first baby,
Yeah.
and I absolutely fell in love with the first spray, and it's got special memories and feeling for me. So it is one of my all-time favorite perfumes. So definitely Encens Soif by Matière Première.
I'm just going to say that I think it's also important if you like something from Matière Première, and Aurélien Guichon is a genius of a perfumer, absolute genius.
Yes.
But sometimes it's really interesting to try across a brand and the different fragrances, because sometimes they have a little thread running through and you think, I can recognise it. It's like the Guerlain and a lot of the Guerlain fragrances. They're phenomenal, It's not that you like every single fragrance. Sorry, I interrupted. Do the other
actually, I agree with you, but for example, with Matière Première, I love every single one.
Yeah.
And this is one of these brands that, I hope one day to have the whole collection in my cabinet. So
I'm like that with Parfum de Marly.
Yeah, I cannot blame you because it's an amazing house. The second one would be probably Boundless by Amouage.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes. It's fantastic.
This is a stunner, and I also adore Karine Vanchon, who created that perfume, and I think that she is the queen of resins and spices. No one does it better than her. So that would be my second choice, and the third one, Blanche Bête, Liquid
By
Imaginaire.
Liquid
Oh,
Imaginaire.
yeah.
This is so different.
It's so loved
Yes.
by so many
And
people.
it is
You're so right.
incredible.
Yeah.
So I think these three would be my choices if I was.
Well,
sent to
I've
other
still got a
islands now.
space for another one, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to come back to you on that. But I could give you 27 that I really
I
love.
know.
Well,
but
it's- we all
if you cannot decide now, can we treat it this and finish it this way, that your third one is going to be revealed during our next
I'd love that.
soiree.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
So let's treat this one as a Perfume Society Soiree Volume 1.
Okay, yes, let's
And
do
more to
that.
follow,
Yeah.
to be announced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies,
It's-
it was my pleasure and
Oh,
privilege to have you
it's
here.
a pleasure.
I
Thank you
absolutely
so
adore
much.
both of you and had marvelous time with you.
Thank you for inviting us. Because
Anytime.
Alison just said, you're coming. And I was told I'm coming. So it's been a real pleasure.
It's been a
And
joy.
I've watched it obviously on your fabulous Instagram. But
Thank you.
it's really a pleasure to meet you in person. So
This
thank you
is
for inviting
My
me.
pleasure, and anytime. So guys, I can announce that the Perfume Society Soiree Volume 2 will happen. And we will let you know when. For now, thank you so much, and have a great evening, guys, and speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching.
Bye. Bye.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
Come in.